All right, we back. We back. There's not a podcast. It's just my thoughts with Rob Markman. 2 episodes in one day. Who would have thought? I really do feel like picking up momentum with this channel. The way y'all support is crazy, yo. It means so much. It gives me energy. It gives me fuel. Shout out to Wale, man. First of all, shout out to all of y'all for everybody who's subscribing, all the new subscribers, all the comments. I really value that. But it's just funny, man. Like this is just my thing that I started on YouTube. And, again, after doing it for so many years for Double XL, for MTV, for Genius, for Amazon, I'm like, nah, I just need to do it for myself. And this is what this is. And it's just me. It's just me in this room recording, editing, posting, doing all the stuff, right? Scripting, doing all that stuff. So I want to shout out y'all because y'all support means everything. But shout out Wale. Wale tweeted today. He said, man, I really want to shout out Wayno. Shout out my man Wayno. Really want to shout out Wayno 119, Rob Markman, and Flemlo Raps. They betting on themselves and have been a real inspiration to me just watching from afar. Shout out to Wale. Really looking forward to that new music, man. So can't wait for that album. So shout out to Wale. But so we're back, man. Look, there's things to talk about. Y'all know me. I try not to go for the hype. I try not to go for the clickbaity stuff. Like, it's like real conversations. It's hard. A lot of things happen in hip hop really fast and in real time. But it's just like, if I don't have anything to say, it's hard to turn this camera on and talk to y'all. But we talked a lot, and I have some things to say, and I've had some things to say about this whole Super Bowl situation. Kendrick Lamar getting Super Bowl. What is it? Super Bowl 59. The next Super Bowl, though, Kendrick Lamar being announced as the halftime headliner, and there's been a lot of fallout. So look, Lil Wayne just dropped a video on his Instagram addressing him not getting the Super Bowl halftime performance. It's in New Orleans. Lil Wayne is from New Orleans. He's one of our GOATs. We all know Kendrick has been announced as the headliner. And there was a lot of disappointment since that was announced on Sunday that Wayne didn't get the nod, right? From not only rappers, but fans as well, and social media chatter. We saw a viral reaction from Nicki Minaj that started to take aim. Like, it started in one place, and then it started to kind of take aim at Roc Nation, though she didn't mention Roc Nation. She mentioned Brunch, maybe Jay-Z, because they play a part in who gets selected. And then Birdman chimed in. So, that just started taking on a whole other energy. I still got to look into it, but there's also reports that, maybe it turns out Jay-Z doesn't have the final say. Maybe it turns out Roc Nation doesn't have the final say, and it's the whole city. I'm still trying to unravel that. I just want to separate the facts from the fiction. But, these are people's reactions. But one thing that gets overlooked in all of Nicki's stuff, right? And I'm not co-signing the violence that Nicki chose. Nicki chose violence. She usually does. But one thing that got overlooked that I agree with is Nicki started off the whole thing expressing what Wayne has done for her, and why her allegiance to Wayne and her commitment to Wayne and her loyalty to Wayne. So she started off expressing what Wayne has done for her and for others. She started off expressing about Wayne's influence and how he changed the game, which is 1,000% true. Wayne is a GOAT. From that, and I'm not saying I co-sign everything that Nicki said, but from that lens, I can understand it. Like, that's how I feel about y'all saw me get off. Somebody say something bad about Sway, boy, I'm on your head. You know what I'm saying? Because Sway gave me chances and opportunities. So I get that. I get, again, not agreeing with Nicki's energy. I get Nicki's energy because she really started off saluting Wayne and really expressing what Wayne's done for her. And so you start to understand the loyalty. You start to understand, like, nah, I'm going to be the shooter. Drake showed some support by posting a bunch of Wayne photos on his IG stories, though he wasn't as vocal as Nicki. I think very few people have the ability to express themselves in that way like Nicki had. I also think it would have been a bad move for Drake at this point to just insert himself in anything versus Kendrick. I think it's time to let that die and time to let that move on. So I think Drake handled it classy and well. And I'm sure Drake was disappointed as too. A lot of people, then this is what happens, and there's a lot of talk on here, right? I talk about this a lot, the social media then chatter, because I think a lot of what happens on social media with the fans and bots too, because the bots cause division. Like artists start to see this, and then it starts to feed even more into the conflict, right? But a lot of people on social media use this opportunity to downplay Wayne. Some went as far to diss Kendrick as well. So then it became like pitting Wayne and Kendrick against each other, which I thought was whack. I just didn't like pitting them against each other, like because we know there's no problem there. Well, Wayne finally spoke, and his tone and his approach was different. Like if you know Wayne, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. Maybe people were expecting some venom from Wayne. Maybe people were expecting some anger from Wayne. I don't know if anybody was expecting Wayne to blame Rock Nation or Jay-Z or take shots at Kendrick. I certainly wasn't. That's just not Wayne's style at all. But Wayne dropped a very sobering human video, right? He said he was hurt. He said he was broken. He thanked everybody for the kind words and support that he received. He took accountability for not being mentally prepared to be let down in the way that he was, and kind of admitted, he didn't explicitly say this, but kind of went into like he may have felt like it was a guarantee because he was from New Orleans, but it wasn't a guarantee. Like he might have maybe felt like he had it in the bag or it was a lock, and it wasn't. And he just wasn't prepared for the letdown, and it really hurt him. And ultimately, he just thanked his fans in a classy way. Here, you could check out the clip for yourself.
I must say thank you. I must say thank you to every voice, every opinion, all the care, all the love, and the support out there. Your words turned into arms, and it held me up when I try to fall back. That hurt a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It hurt a whole lot. I blame myself for not being mentally prepared for a letdown, and for just automatically mentally putting myself in that position like somebody told me that was my position. So I blame myself for that. But I thought that was nothing, I thought that was nothing better than that spot and that stage and that platform in my city. And so it hurt. It hurt a whole lot. But y'all are fucking amazing. It made me feel like shit not getting this opportunity. And when I felt like shit, you guys reminded me that I ain't shit without y'all. And that's an amazing reality. So, like I said, it broke me, and I'm just trying to put me back together, but my God, have you all helped me. Thanks to all my peers, my friends, my family, just my homies on sports television, everybody repping me. I really appreciate that. I really do. I feel like I let all of y'all down by not getting that opportunity. But I'm working on me, and I'm working. So, thank you.
So, one of the things that strikes me about Wayne, and again, this is incredibly human. This is Wayne is a raw animal, like, and it's not that he doesn't express emotional vulnerability in his music, because he has, and he does, but this is as human as you're gonna see Wayne. This is as vulnerable. Like I've had the pleasure, the honor of sitting with Wayne for a number of interviews. I've been in his circumference for a couple of years. We've had very real conversations, very serious conversations, conversations not so serious, kind of ran the gamut. But Wayne always strikes me, no matter what people kind of think of him, as a very gracious. Wayne has always been like a polite dude whenever I'm around. Unless you give him a reason, you might see another side. But I've always seen the side of Wayne, and even what he does after his shows, right? If you've been to a Wayne show, like the way he thanks the fans, that I am not shit without you. He thanks God and he thanks the fans, in that way. So, this is like, I've seen this side of Wayne before. I don't know. I think we all have, but I see some people saying like, "Yo, what's he doing?" Da 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 da. Like, I don't know. I've seen this side of Wayne before. I think if you're a Wayne fan, you've seen this side of Wayne before. Now, here's the thing about Wayne. We've seen Wayne grow up in hip hop since he was 12, 13, 14 years old as a kid rapper. Remember, he wouldn't curse on the record. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen that. Like, Kid Wayne to grow to be one of our GOATs. We don't see that from kid rappers. Like there's a stigma around coming in as a teenager in hip hop, that young, 12, 13 years old. I mean, you look at Bow Wow, you look at Criss Cross, you look at Chi Ali was really young, Romeo. There's a lot. There's definitely examples that I'm missing, but for the most part, you come in as a kid rapper and it gets really hard to grow into hip hop. Wayne grew into one of the GOATs, like one of the greatest of all time, one of the most prolific. We seen him reach heights that few rappers have. We seen him put the whole Cash Money on his back after Juvenile left, when BG wasn't there, when all of the hot boys were gone and it looked like Cash Money was over. Wayne became the unlikely superstar, put it on his back, and launched that label into new heights. Fact, right? We've seen him influence generations with the way that he raps, the way that he dresses, just the way that he carries himself. We've seen him collaborate and lend his star to so many artists. I remember there was that Vibe article about was it 2007? It was like 77 best Wayne features. Like, to do 77 features in a year, like having Wayne on your record still means the world, but there was a time when it meant everything to the industry. It meant the time that people were adjusting release dates. It was part of the marketing of an album for sure to have Wayne on your album. So he's lent his voice, he's lent his talent to so many artists. We've seen him out rap motherfuckers straight up, just rhyme animal shit. We've seen him sign artists and put people on. Nicki, Drake, Tyga, a ton, all the Young Money, but I mean Nicki and Drake, some of the two biggest artists that we've seen. I just saw a clip the other day with Lloyd talking about Lil Wayne jumping on You, and that record existed before Wayne and how it changed its trajectory. Lloyd wasn't signed to Young Money, but that goes back to my previous example of Lil Wayne jumping on your record and it really meaning something. That Lloyd You is a classic record. It existed before Wayne. After Wayne, it became a totally different animal. We've seen him Carter 3 go platinum in a week. And we just sat there in awe, like, yo, did he just do that? After the Carter 3 leaked like 4 or 5 different times, put out an album, still went platinum in a week. Crazy. We seen his ups. We seen his downs too. We seen his struggles with addiction, the whole what's in my cup is my business thing. You remember that? I mean, we seen him go to jail. Like, that was fucked up in New York for the gun thing. Like, seeing Wayne go to jail was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? We've seen Wayne at low points. I remember when TMZ once reported a bunch of years back, I was at MTV at the time, that Wayne was on his deathbed and being led his last rites. Turned out not to be true. I actually was one of the ones to help debunk that story. It was on MTV's website, so it's gone now. Shout out to MTV. But I remember that. But I remember that feeling of hearing Wayne being read his last rites. And what a sobering moment that was. Like, can you imagine if we lose Wayne? Like we are lucky to have Wayne. Like imagine hip hop without Wayne. Like, it's just different. So we got to keep that in perspective. If we're being honest, we've seen not so great performances the last couple of years. It's true. We've also seen some amazing, unforgettable performances. Wayne has way more unbelievable performances. Wayne is an amazing performer. Yes, we've seen some ones that just weren't good, for whatever reason. But Wayne's reputation is he's an incredible performer. Anybody who questions whether or not Wayne can carry a Super Bowl halftime performance is playing yourself. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest. So we seen his ups, we seen his down. The fact of the matter is he's one of ours, and he's one of the GOATs, and we should treat him as such. And with this video, to me, he came incredibly human. He came vulnerable. I think it was a classy move. I salute Wayne because he didn't have to say anything. He definitely didn't have to say it like that. He could have put more. He was really humble, and again, human to show his vulnerability. Wayne could have let his nuts hang. Pause. Like, Wayne could have talked his shit for real. You know what I'm saying? So I respect how he approached this. Look, I think all things considered, I think Kendrick was the right pick for right now. There's an undeniable excitement around Kendrick in this moment. NFL, Super Bowl is all about ratings. How much ratings can you get? How much can you charge for ads? The ratings dictate how much you can charge for ads. I just think with everything surrounding Kendrick right now, I think Kendrick is the right pick in terms of excitement, FOMO. You don't want to miss this. What is he going to do? Will he? Won't he? Can he? Can't he? I don't know if can he is a thing, but there's a lot surrounding Kendrick right now. So I understand Kendrick as a pick, and I think it's the right pick. Now, here's what I'll say. I hope that there's room for Wayne on that stage still. The whole Kendrick versus Drake beef makes it hard. But I've been thinking about this, and I think there's a small chance, there's a small window where they both can make concessions and make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, of course, signed Drake, brought Drake into the game, loyal to Drake. How would it look if he's on stage with Kendrick? But then again, this is New Orleans. You might not get another chance to do the Super Bowl in your hometown. How can we make this happen for a legend who does deserve it and deserve all the flowers? Fact of the matter is, Wayne influenced Kendrick in a crazy way. Kendrick has been super vocal about this. Kendrick was making mixtapes dedicated to Wayne. There's countless viral clips when Kendrick was younger of him rapping Wayne lyrics. Kendrick is absolutely influenced by Wayne. I believe Kendrick loves Wayne still. I feel like nothing's changed, right? And I think, and I don't know, but I would think, or I would like to think that Dot would like to share that stage with one of his greatest influences, politics aside, right? The Drake politics aside. So here's one scenario, and y'all let me know if I'm crazy. If I'm crazy, say it in the comments. Here's one scenario that I would make if I were in their shoes. I'm not in their shoes. If I was in their shoes, here's a scenario that I would make. I think Kendrick reaches out and says, to Wayne, look, I would like you to perform with me. I know the whole thing with me and Drake makes it awkward, makes it bad to put you in a tough position. So here's what I think we could do. I agree to not perform. I'm not going to perform Not Like Us or any of the diss tracks, and I'm not going to take shots at Drake out of respect for you, Lil Wayne, and to make this easier for you, because politically I know it's bad. And I think this is me if I'm Kendrick talking, and I think extending a bridge for you and me to be on that stage together in your hometown, because you influenced me, you're part of the reason I'm here. So I think extending that bridge will be more powerful than any rap battle. That battle is done. It's time to move on. I want to build a bridge. Might not ever be able to fix this with Drake. I don't expect Kendrick or Drake to ever fix this. But Wayne, I want to make it less awkward for you. I want to give you a path to share this moment in your home city for hip hop. Call me crazy. Like, I think it could work. I think it's a small chance. I think it could work. Y'all are free to look. Don't get disrespectful now. I don't tolerate the disrespect in the comments. But let me know in the comments what you think, man. What do you think of that idea? Like, subscribe, comment. Let's go, man. Salute to Lil Wayne. Bottom line, if you don't take nothing else from this video, salute to Lil Wayne. Love to Lil Wayne. All right, peace.